Approximately 500,000 non-citizen spouses and 50,000 non-citizen stepchildren of U.S. citizens could be eligible to access President Biden's Keeping Families Together program, according to the Department of Homeland Security. This is an extension of an existing program known as Parole in Place, said Matthias Bernal, executive director of the Fresno-based Educational Foundation, adding that the executive order that President Joe Biden announced on June 17 extends the program to those two new categories. Federal officials announced the specifics of the program on Monday. This program helps create and close the gap where families don't have to be separated, said Xavier Vasquez Baez, Immigration Services Program Manager with Centro La Familia Advocacy Services Incorporated. In Fresno. This is not immigration reform. This just helps close the gap from doing consular process and reducing wait times. It's a little band-aid, Vasquez Baez said. If granted parole, non-citizen spouses and non-citizen stepchildren of U.S. citizens, if eligible, could apply for lawful permanent residence without leaving the country. Too often, non-citizen spouses of U.S. citizens, many of them mothers and fathers, live with uncertainty due to undue barriers in our immigration system, said URM. Jadu, director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services in a statement. This process to keep U.S. families together will remove these undue barriers for those who would otherwise qualify to live and work lawfully in the U.S.
The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, published on August 20 a Federal Register notice to implement Keeping Families Together, a process for certain non-citizen spouses and stepchildren of U.S. citizens to request parole in place under existing statutory authority. USCIS began accepting requests from eligible individuals for this process on August 19. Bernal said, "There are some risks to consider, to think about for folks to know if they want to make an important decision of how to apply and not apply. There is some risk there because we don't know what's going to happen in the future if there's a change of presidency. We don't know how this information is going to be used in the future, because you are self-reporting to the Department of Homeland Security all your information," Bernal said. Individuals must file Form I-131F, application for parole in place for certain non-citizen spouses and stepchildren of U.S. citizens, online after creating a MyUSCIS account. USCIS does not accept any other form for keeping families together. Eliezer Valdez, with the Central Valley Immigrant Integration Collaborative, CVIIC, said the online application process can bring challenges to people who want to apply but are not computer savvy. "We had to basically help the community create an email if they don't have it. Once they have the email, we had to help and create an account with USCIS," said Valdez. "So that'd be a little bit challenging, but not impossible," Valdez said. Vasquez Baez agrees with Valdez about online-only applications can become an issue for people in the Valley who don't have the technology at home to file online. "That is where we come in and try to help folks," Vasquez Baez said.